Islamic Development Bank established Gateway office in Abuja. Muslim youth mark World Dawaah Day. Winners bag 15 million naira in business competition. Federal government, Rotary International reaffirms commitment on polio eradication in Nigeria. John Kerry visits Nigeria, applauds the Sultan for religious tolerance. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Welcome to iMedia News. I am Toibat Anifowoshe. The news in details. The Islamic Development Bank Group formally opened its Nigeria Country Gateway office in Abuja. President Ahmed Ali said the group's presence in Nigeria would strengthen socio-economic, technical, and commercial cooperation between the bank and member countries in Africa. He added that this was important with the completion of the last portion of Trans-Saharan Road linking Algiers in North Africa and Lagos. The Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, urged the IDB to support Nigeria's effort to reconstruct the northeastern part of Nigeria devastated by years of militancy by the Boko Haram insurgent group. This would deepen the partnership with the IDB to fund critical projects in health, water, and infrastructural sector. Meanwhile, a chartered economics and commercial diplomat, Dr. Popola Mustafa, said that the launching of the new office will provide an ethical leverage to finance Islamic businesses.
Can rebuild the Northeast. Essentially, we are looking at 1/6 of our GDP that is consistently being lost now can come back, and possibly that could do a magic of making Nigeria to become the biggest African economy once again. Only a little of number of Nigerians actually knows about the volume of international trade going on in Borno State before this problem, particularly in Maiduguri. So from Borno State to Chad, to Niger, to Central African Republic, to Mali, to Northern Africa, a lot of international trade are actually going on. All those trade volume, including their forex component, is shut down because of this crisis. So really, if the intervention of Islamic Development Bank can go into that area, people will actually grab the benefit of the bank, having the same belief with them, then it can make the economy of that place to rebound.
A group of Muslim youths rolled out on the streets of Abuja to celebrate this year's World Dawaah Day by peacefully calling out to people to the way of Allah, with the objective of reaching out to Nigerians on how to improve their deen with Allah. The theme of this year's World Dawaah Day, titled "Is Life Just a Game?", was appraised by the group as they spread the word of Islam to both Muslims and non-Muslims, reminding them that God has created us mainly to worship Him. The group took to the streets of Wuse markets, Kwagwalada, Jabi, and other places in Abuja. Later in the day, they converged at Millenium Park to continue their Dawaah activities.
We are here to see that we share the compassionate message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with our brothers and sisters in faith and in humanity. Our brothers and sisters in faith, we want to see as much as we can to tell them about our realities and our purpose in existence. Why are we here? Where are we going to? If we die, are we going to live here forever? We are not going to live here forever. After we die, where are we going to? What are we doing in this life? This is very, very important for us to know. And as Muslims, Allah has blessed us with the opportunity to know the realities of what Allah wants from us and what Islam wants from us.
We're here for today, inshallah, with the theme, "Is Life Just a Game?" And you can see the irony that we're here worshipping Allah and something else is going on not too far from us that shows that really people don't know why they are existing. Is it a game? Is it for them to come and play and dance and make songs and things like this? Or is it for us to use it as a time to remember Allah, to draw closer to Him, to worship Him and do those things that will earn us His pleasure in this world and in the hereafter?
And alhamdulillah, because it's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to do. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ ذِكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked His noble prophet to go and call people to the way of Allah, so that they will understand who Allah is and how to worship Him, so that we will all be among the successful ones.
Even though it was challenging, but it showed me, it opened my eyes how Christians view us Muslims. Like they believe we don't want to relate with them. It's like we're allergic to them or something like that. So I think we should try more and do this Dawaah program on a daily basis, because some of them they don't even know that we do this Dawaah stuff in around the city, and they were recommending we should do it in the rural areas also.
The organizers of business plan competition, the Zaqat and Sadaqat Foundation, awarded 8 winners of the second edition of Entrepreneurship Development Project with a sum of 15 million naira in all to young Nigerians with business-oriented ideas. The initiative was tilted towards empowering young Nigerians with business ideas. The executive director of Zaqat and Sadaqat Foundation, Suleiman Olagunju, said entrepreneurship development projects embarked upon to complete and show their creative ideas and business plan. He added that this was meant to empower young Nigerians with adequate seed capital and appreciate the role of young Nigerians in national development. The Muslims have since commended the organizers and have prayed to Allah to bless the winners. They also noted that this was part of the teachings of Islam and a good way to encourage young Nigerians to establish themselves. The World Health Organization was to declare Nigeria polio-free if it made it to July 24th next year without new cases of the wild virus. However, the discovery of the new fresh outbreak in Borno State, where the Boko Haram sect still controls territory, has jeopardized Nigeria's progress towards achieving a polio-free status. So in an interview with iMedia Crew, the Vice Chairman of Rotary International Polio Plus Committee, Dr. Mustafa Kazim, has also lauded the efforts of the polio surveillance team and the quick response from the federal government towards the polio resurgence.
It is kudos to our surveillance system that has discovered it. You can imagine what will happen if maybe we are not able to detect any new case until we are appropriately certified as a polio-free country and this embarrassment comes out. That would have been a calamity for the country, because by then the whole global polio partners will have deserted us and we're going to be on our own. It's a call to further action. And I am particularly happy that government of Nigeria has been awesome, has been excellent in their response. As I talk to you, immunization is ongoing in Borno State and in all the high-risk states plus other states around the high-risk states in Nigeria, which will also culminate into the national immunization.
In addition, the Minister of Health, Isaac Adewale, says that this is a major setback in the campaign against the virus and that Borno State will now undergo 3 rounds of emergency immunizations. He also added that the neighboring countries have also been put on alert to look out for cases of the wild polio virus. The UN Secretary of State John Kerry paid a 2-day visit to Nigeria. On his arrival, Mr. Kerry first visited the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Alhaji Saad Mohammed Abubakar, to discuss counter-terrorism efforts in Nigeria and praises him and others for promoting religious tolerance. Mr. Kerry stated that the fight against the Boko Haram sect will only be achieved if the reason people join militant groups is addressed and the government and its military gain people's trust. He further expressed strong support for Buhari's policies and assured Nigerians that America will continue to strengthen alliance on religious tolerance.
It is so important to restoring trust among the people. His administration has taken important steps to prevent the theft of public funds and to recover stolen assets. Last May, I joined him at the Anti-Corruption Summit in London, where he announced that Nigeria would join the Open Government Partnership, a step that will further strengthen the country's anti-crime efforts. It is understandable that in the wake of terrorist activity, some people are tempted to crack down on everyone and anyone who could theoretically pose some sort of a threat. I caution against that today. Extremism cannot be defeated through repression or just creating fear. Fear instilled through repression invites not confidence, it invites contempt. It creates terrorists. Trust creates citizens.
A Muslim woman in France was forced to remove her burkini on the beach in Nice. A burkini, which is a Muslim swimsuit, has been banned following recent terrorist attacks in the country. The woman, who had been to the beach with her children, was immediately surrounded by armed French police and ordered to remove her burkini. She was then issued an on-the-spot fine. This has generated reactions from Muslims around the world for such law oppressed by the French community. Haja Hawa Idris has also expressed her concern towards the issue.
It shouldn't be. It is very wrong. It is, first of all, it's infringing on her own right and her own religion, on her own privacy too. As a Muslim, nobody will say what happened in France was right. Nobody will agree to what happened at the beach. They are not supposed to even ask her to remove her hijab, even if it's not in the beach. They don't have that right because she's practicing her religion, and she has every right. Everybody, all religions have right to practice their own religions, and as a Muslim too, she has the right to practice her religion.
Also, in an interview with Amir of One Ummah, Abubakar Siddiq, he condemned the act of oppression on the woman and Muslims in general.
Incident, unfortunate as it is and as it was done using state machinery, and that's basically the police. And even though, yes, this is a law that has been enacted in France, because apparently the French authorities have banned the use of the wearing of the burkini in France. It's an unfortunate oppression of the Muslim woman, because the Muslimah has that right to cover herself based on the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if she decides that this is what she wants to wear, she has the freedom to put on what she wants to wear. And this shows the unfortunate and the very backward nature of the so-called countries that are claiming they are supporting human rights and freedom of expression and freedom to dress and freedom in whatever form. This is an oppression, and it is a suppression as well. And Muslims across the world are angered by this. They are upset, and they are also, their eyes are now wide open to the hypocrisy of the so-called West that keeps claiming human rights and promoting human rights and things like this. So regarding this particular issue, as unfortunate as it is, it's also an eye-opener to the entire Muslim world that these are the kind of people who, in quote, promote the so-called freedom, but really are oppressing and suppressing the freedom and the liberties of others.
That will be all on iMedia News today. Don't forget to visit our website on www.imediatv.tv. You can also download our app on Google Play Store. I'll leave you with a quote today which says, "Keep waiting for perfect conditions and you never get anything done." I remain Toibat Anifoshe. Masalam.